she's not ready. I literally just said, are you ready? And then she had a coughing fit. And I was like, you're so lucky I hadn't already pressed it. Because usually as soon as I ask that, I'm like, click the button.
Because you love buttons.
I do, I love buttons.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back to the Madhouse.
Bonnet Babble.
Yes, and Madhouse and Bonnet Babble. Yeah, I'm Katie.
And I'm Evie.
And today we are back to the Personal Saga. So the last episode was all serious.
Yes, this is episode possibly 18.
Maybe.
Possibly.
We'll find out. It'll be on the title thing before you get here. That'll tell you. Yeah. So this post, whilst we are back to the Personal Saga, it won't be quite so chipper. In part 8, we left off when I got back from Thailand with my husband.
Lovely holiday.
Lovely. Very bizarre, but lovely. And I'd been back at work for all of a week, back into routine with the kids, financial woes with a house, a marriage that was on the brink, and the full scale of all my responsibilities smacked me square in the face. You know, literally like a proper job sucker punch. And I was like, oh, this is really difficult and exhausting, actually. This isn't very fun. I don't like it. And I'd been going at 100 miles an hour for so long, trying to be this person who had it all together. You know, trying to be the perfect person that, you know, did the holidays and the family and had the nice house and the cars and the good job and the career and all that sort of stuff, ticking all these social expectation boxes. And it was almost as if by
Sounds
going...
exhausting.
It was. Yeah. And it was almost as if by going to Thailand and having that break from it all, even if it was just for 2 weeks, it made me forget how to pretend. And, you know, keep in mind by this point in my life, I'd been on and off Smarties, antidepressants and such like, for the best part of 15 years. Nearly all the different brands, from minimum to maximum dose. Not a single one had fixed the constant buzzing in my brain, the overlapping thoughts, the persistent tension from anxiety, the intrusive dark thoughts that like to sort of clang into the forefront of my mind at the most inopportune moment. You know, you ever been driving a car and you just go, what if I drove it into the tree?
Yep, lots.
They're really annoying, aren't they?
I used to live in Wales and I have to travel over the bridge.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a lot of those thoughts when travelling
What if I
over
just
that
drive
bridge.
off the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would happen? Would anybody miss me?
Yeah.
Would anybody care? Yeah. Oh.
I'm sure it would make everybody's life easier.
Yes. Yeah. So they'd also hadn't resolved my inability to sleep, or the dark wave that I would sometimes succumb to, which gave me physical symptoms along with the inky mood. So just some of the Smarties I've been prescribed over the years. Get ready for a list, okay? And I'll probably mispronounce half of them because I'm feeling a bit whatever. Sertraline, fluoxetine, citalopram, escitalopram, which is the new snazzier version of citalopram, diazepam, which I like diazepam. They are tasty.
I didn't realise that was an antidepressant.
It's not. It's technically a muscle relaxant, but when you're super duper stressed, they give them out like Smarties. But only for a week at a time in case you eat them all at once. Quetiapine, which also isn't an antidepressant, that's an antipsychotic.
Yeah.
But I still take that now. I'm not that mental, but they do make you very, very dozy. But they also make you want to go and raid the fridge. So you get the munchies and you're really tired. It's nice. Yeah. Zopiclone, which is the spawn of Satan, should not be allowed. That's a sleeping tablet. And it helped me sleep.
Yeah.
For the entirety of a week that I was allowed it, because it's hideously addictive. And then because it's hideously addictive, I couldn't sleep for nearly 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Awful. Venlafaxine, which is also hideous, that turned me into like SpongeBob SquarePants, cartoon eyes. I looked like I'd been out taking all sorts of substances and had, you know, pupils like a cartoon.
I remember seeing a picture.
Yeah, and I couldn't drive because my depth perception went mental, and that's the one that made me gain 5 stone.
Yes, that one made me put on weight.
And I've also heard from people that it can increase those dark thoughts. So the only time in my life I have been on it, you know, the Samaritans and the crisis line, is when I was taking venlafaxine.
I was on a really high dose now.
I was as well. I was all the way up at the maximum.
I don't think I was maximum.
Oh, I know. It's horrendous. Metazapine, that also made me fat. It's great. Duloxetine, I'm currently on that, but I'm on the lowest dose. I don't find it that bad, to be honest, that one. I don't know if it really...
the next one.
No, propanolol.
I was on the maximum for
Is that like a beta blocker?
Yes, it is, because I had it for my migraines.
Yes, but they also give it for anxiety as well.
But I became so reliant on that. If I was even half an hour late to take my next dose, I was a shaky,
horrible mess,
palpitationally full mess.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I had to come off, because when I come off all my tablets, that's the one that actually
that
gave
me
crazy.
The trouble.
Yeah.
I remember coming off venlafaxine. That was a horrible.
No, I came off venlafaxine, that one.
Yeah.
And propanolol at the same time.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, because I remember coming off venlafaxine and it was horrendous.
I did both. Do you not remember me laying on? I was just dead on the sofa for God knows how long.
Yeah. And
amitriptyline. And that one as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It's supposed to help you sleep.
It's also to help with pain in the body.
It is. But
my husband has it for his back.
Yes. I don't really...
And to help him sleep.
I don't think it really does either of the above.
I don't think it does anything.
No, same. So, I look at that list and think, good Lord, why did no one spot that there could be something else going on with my brain?
Well...
You know? And that's not even all of it. Yeah. So even armed with whatever Smarties I was on at the point that I got back from Thailand, they couldn't prepare me for the utter shock to the system of suddenly trying to juggle all these masks and roles that I'd created for myself. I ended up being signed off sick. I completely shut down. I couldn't get out of bed, get washed, or take care of my children. For 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, by that point, nearly everybody around me was suffering from a good dose of empathy fatigue.
Well, I mean, it's a bit understandable.
It is.
You know.
Yeah. But, you know, the comments...
They don't understand what's going on in your head.
No. But equally, the comments like, you need to snap out of it and pull yourself together, that started to creep in, were not productive. And just made me feel worse. You know, like, why can't I be why am I suddenly inept and can't do what I was doing before? Yeah. Why has this happened? And because you don't understand it, and because I'd literally just been thrown some medication and left to my own devices, I don't know. Yeah, really helpful. So I dragged myself up out of that pit. The way I've written this, clawing away at the jagged yet slick slopes, and returned to work just in time for the Christmas party. I don't know how I managed to do it. I don't know.
It's a shame you don't know, because a lot of people that are in that position...
I think it was just sheer willpower, for the sake of my kids.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
Yeah.
However...
Kids do keep you going.
Well, sometimes. But sometimes I also
they
think
take your sanity, but they do also
yes.
prevent you from doing
it's a double-edged sword.
It really is, yeah.
Now, because I'd gone back to work just in time for the Christmas party, and because I'd dragged myself out of the pit, I wasn't better, I was just out of bed. So instead of writing my life and going on as before, I set it all on fire instead.
Of course you did.
I did, yeah. So I was really, really self-destructive, and I was like the blue touch paper, watch it all burn.
You want me out of bed, I'm out of bed, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
Exactly. So I wasn't really free from the pit, as I'd thought. I was just merely teetering on the edge and throwing other things in instead. So I won't go into the ins and outs, but I ended up doing something stupid. And my husband found out, and within a week we were separated. Just in time for Christmas. 16th of December.
Nice.
Delightful.
That Christmas was difficult to navigate.
It was entertaining. Not. Yeah. And I think we'd both been feeling trapped and suffocated for a while anyway within our marriage. And, you know, we still get on now, even now, but, you know, realistically, we didn't work together. I'm too highly strung and weird, and he's too laid back and, you know, horizontal.
So laid back is horizontal.
Yeah. But then, oddly, is...
Usually opposites attract, but...
But he also gets a bee in his bonnet about things. I'm trying to sweet talk him into letting me... publish something about his electric car fiasco, because that is funny. Yeah, he gets so...
Come on, Mr. Man.
Yeah, he gets so, like, bombastic about things. and a temperamental old man.
Hilarious.
It's really entertaining. Yeah, it's really entertaining. Anyway.
He's not as funny as us, but...
Oh, no. But I think if he gave us the ins and outs and then we discussed it, that would just be...
It would be epic.
It would be awesome. Yeah. So I'm working on it. Anyway, so it was strange because after I got over the initial... Stop clicking. The initial shock of him moving out, it didn't take long for me to actually feel relief.
A weight lifted off your shoulders?
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was like, as soon as I made that decision, it was like I could finally take a full breath for the first time in years.
Well, you don't have to have a mask on first. No,
I didn't realise how unhappy I'd been and for how long. And and most of it wasn't even his fault. It was just because I'd crafted myself into this person that wasn't me. You know?
I wonder if he felt the same.
Maybe. I don't think so. He's still the same grumpy individual now. Bless him. Bless him. So, you know, if I'm being honest with myself, I think I'd emotionally abandoned him a few years previously. So in this turn of events, I'd managed to actually drop another mask. Yay! Fewer hats! Thanks! So some impulsive behaviour crept in, such as forays into the world of Tinder and dating. So, you know, all of a sudden I was like, I'm not married anymore, I'm free! Oh, Tinder is
Let's go make our life mistakes.
Absolutely. It's like being a teenager all over again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Tinder is genuinely, it's a cesspit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that the one where you swipe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Swipe right or swipe left?
I can't remember.
Oh.
It's been a while. Yeah.
My husband and I were randomly talking about it. Neither of us have used it, so neither of us know.
I think it's swipe right if you like them, I think. I don't remember.
It makes sense.
It tells you
right,
on the screen.
Correct.
Yeah, true.
In my head,
righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
I love that one better.
Yeah. So it was a new lease of life for me, not to just be mum, wife or colleague. It almost felt like I was finding me again.
Yeah.
However, I remember breaking the news of my separation and impending divorce to my mother, with obviously the expected details that we would have to sell the house because I couldn't afford to pay 2 mortgages on my own.
No.
And there was a hell of a lot of equity tied up in there that needed to be argued over in the divorce for a long time. Yeah. And the immediate response from her, instead of any empathy, was, well, what am I going to do? It was almost as if she'd, you know, assumed straight, and you know what they say about assume? So
I do now.
Evie didn't know this. I said, well, you know what they say about assume? And she went, well, actually, no, I don't. I was like, it makes an arse out of you and me. And she was like, oh, I'm using that in future. That's awesome.
It really is. I can't believe I've gone all this time without knowing that.
I know. So she had assumed that I would sell the house and then leave her to her own devices when all of our money had been put into the house when we bought it.
By this point, I bet it was tempting.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
But, you know, I felt that duty,
yeah,
which I now want to smack myself about. But
your roles are very reversed.
Yes, very. Very reversed, yeah. So, you know, I said, you know, of course I'd take responsibility for her and make sure that wherever we went next, she would have her own space without needing to, you know, have a massive impact on her finances. The divorce proceedings were frustrating in places, mainly about finances. I remember we had an agreement. We had 2 separate WhatsApp chats. So we had one about the kids, which was always, you know, very, very civil and entertaining about the kids. And then we had another one where we could snipe and moan about the arguments we were having in the divorce.
That's really great.
Just compartmentalise it properly.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. And, you know, because we're both half sensible human beings, we firmly agreed from the outset that this transition should not affect the kids or affect them as little as possible.
I was going to say, yeah, you can't expect it to not affect them completely.
But I mean, there was none of this. There was never even a question from either of us that the kids would be used as bargaining chips in the divorce. And they would never ever be used as a weapon against the other parent, as I was used so often against my father by my mother.
You brought up knowing what not to do.
Absolutely, yeah. So we had some hiccups along the way. We had a few spats over who was paying for what as I was readying the house to sell. And by February, so this was December 2017, this all imploded. And then by February 2018, I'd had my fun on Tinder. and in the process met my current partner, who is lovely. He comes from his own traumatic background with his fair share of baggage.
Who doesn't?
I know, yeah. But most importantly, at the time, to me, he had building skills.
Massive win.
I know, which he would happily deploy in exchange for lasagna, brownies, and other such things. Favours. Mm-hmm.
Fun favours.
Fun favours. Saucy favours. So he did. He really, really helped getting, I remember we had the estate agent out and they said, you won't get the asking price that you're looking for unless you fix X, Y, and Z.
Mm.
So it needed about $5,000 of further investment. To get...
Is that a cross between refurb and...
Probably. I don't even know. I don't know where my brain was going that time. Okay. In order to get an extra $30,000 on the selling price. So it was worth it. Worth it.
So all I've got in my head is pulling pies.
Oh, if anyone's noticed, at the end of one of the episodes, I can't remember which one, I said something at the end, and the subtitles said rolling pies.
Oh, it was rolling pies.
It was rolling
not
pies.
Pies.
Yeah. And I was talking about, we were just wrapping it up and we were just about to end the episode, and I have no idea.
Therein lies
rolling pies. Yeah. But it's not something I'd say. It's not a thing.
Listen to it again and again.
Yeah, so have I. While I was editing it, I sat here for a good 20 minutes like, what is that? And in the end, I just left it and went, I have no idea what I said. I haven't got a clue. Yeah.
Sorry. No, carry on.
Yeah, anyway. So my other half had the know-how and the muscle power. So we got on with it. We spruced, I've said in the post, we spruced up the back garden. We dug up all the grass, repainted the decking, and relaid AstroTurf.
When you say we, you mean?
No, I did a lot of that.
Did you?
Yeah. My partner
You got out in the garden?
I did stuff. I have blisters all over my hands and everything.
Wow.
I know. Why am I buzzing?
Not sure I believe it without proof.
I've got pictures of my hands.
Wow.
My blistered hands.
Okay, I'm going to need to see these.
I will find them, yes.
These proof? This proof?
This proof, yes. And it was mainly we had to do that to the back garden because, the grass was half dead because I was always neglecting it. I know we have to leave in a minute. I'm getting there.
Shh.
Our alarm's going off to go and be parents and pick up our children. But it's like we have half an hour before we have to be there. This is just our, prepare yourself alarm.
Just in case.
Yes, just in case. We've fallen asleep or something.
Or forgot.
Yeah. So, one fateful afternoon, I was staring at the kitchen ceiling, which I'd painted over because a watermark kept appearing on it, and it was showing through again. So I knew there was a leak up there somewhere. Somewhere. So left to my own devices, I'll put it up.
You need to.
I'll put it up there somewhere. You'll just have a complete fit with your character. I think it's because your camera's lower down, so if you lean back, it maybe cuts off the top of your head and it just causes your character to go mental. But I'll put the picture up of what I did to the kitchen ceiling.
Should not be left to your own devices.
And my partner came home and went, "What have you done?" I was like, "Well, I was looking for a leak." And I did not find the leak.
You didn't find it all in that?
I didn't. I mean, in the end, all that plasterboard had to come down because it was all mouldy and sodden.
But that's not the point.
No,
you didn't find the leak?
No, I did not.
After all that work?
But at least then they knew it wasn't there, so it was quite easy to find it when somebody with half a brain came to look at it. And it was actually behind the shower. Oops. So it literally, I'd taken down half the kitchen ceiling. Oops. So finishing touches to the house completed. I got the house on the market thinking I'd have a few weeks of respite after doing all that work because, houses don't usually sell quickly. Mm. And the bloody thing sold within a day. To a cash buyer at full asking price.
Very nice.
Yeah, so keeping in mind we bought it for 192,000, I sold it for 450.
Nice.
Yes. Turns out though that this, unicorn of a buyer, because that's what everybody wants, is a cash buyer with no chain.
Yeah.
It's awesome. He was a bit of a stickler and a bit of an arse. Because he wanted...
He came with his own hoops.
Oh, he did. He came with so many hoops. He'd just been to the hoop store and just dumped them all on my driveway. You know? Like, he wanted the ins and outs of everything. He nitpicked at all the building work that we'd done, nitpicking at every cost-cutting measure we'd had to take. Oh, why do you do it that way? Well, because it's more expensive that way, obviously.
Why don't you just redo it yourself?
Yeah, if you don't like it, do it yourself. You obviously got money bags somewhere with 450 grand just sat there to spend on a house. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you might not after spending that money.
No, quite, but that's besides the point. So he was driving me insane. And after 3 weeks of answering question after question that were irrelevant and ridiculous, I finally answered the phone and he was there, armed with another question. And I just said to him, I was like, look, either buy it or don't. I'm not answering any more questions.
You've seen what it is.
Yeah, you've seen it. You know what the issues are. If you want to start coming in and taking apart walls, you can do that when you own it. Tough. Or do one of those really expensive survey things. And then you can see the extent of what you deem to be shoddy work, or whatever it was he said. But anyway, thankfully with that...
How rude.
I know. Arse. But thankfully with that, he got back in his box. And we got on with it. So, yeah. There you go. So that's it for part 9 of the Personal Saga. Join me next time in the Personal Saga for Parking Gate, which is a brilliant story.
It is.
Oh, and just the idiocy of deciding to do the removal work between houses ourselves without professionals. Foolish idea.
I mean, I've done it loads of times, but my stepdad did most of it.
The only time I've done it
brilliant.
again, like myself, without having a proper removals company, was when we moved from 4 doors down to here. Because it's 4 doors down, there's just no point in having it.
I know, I remember carrying the table.
Yeah, I know. Evie came and helped me move house. Oh my god, I would have lost the plot without her. Oh my days. You'd absolute bloody lifesaver.
I've moved a lot in my life, so...
You could do it as a job.
Well, that might be interesting.
Yeah, you could rummage through everyone's crap.
Yeah. You don't need this, bitch.
Oh, you'd be so nosy. You know, I have thought before, what if I set up like a decluttering service?
Well, I've thought that too, because you know that film Blended, where they have the closet queens?
No.
No? Adam Sandler,
No.
Drew Barrymore?
No. I'll have to, yes.
It's a very good film. But the 2 women are the closet queens. They sort out other people's closets.
Yeah.
And make them all nice and neat and organised and stuff like that. So basically they just organise everything.
Because I'm crap at doing my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm really good at doing yours.
Yeah, I'm really good at doing yours.
Yeah. That's why we're together, we're half a person. You know?
Yeah. But I have thought the same.
Anyway. How do we even get onto that tangent? I don't even know. It's gone.
No.
Literally sat here like, how? I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know.
We're just going to keep being alarmed until we go and pick up our horrible children.
And then we'll be alarmed by whatever walk they do out of school.
Yeah, and then it's the weekend. Yeah. Lots of editing. For me.
I got a lot of driving.
Yeah. Yeah, we have come up with a good plan though, that next weekend, because it's bank holiday, that Evie will see if she can get a get out of jail free card and come round, because I have no kids that weekend because they're with their dad, and then we can spend like a whole day recording, maybe with some gin.
Ooh.
So it might be extra entertaining.
Extra
entertaining. We're hilarious when we're drunk.
Well,
I think. I don't know.
I don't know, your partner might not think so.
Oh, he can just go and chill somewhere else.
There.
Yeah, he just sits there and gets grumpy because we both try and therapise him. Tell me about all your trauma. And he's like, oh no, here we go again.
He's the strong silent type.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
and
silent.
then he's faced with 2 drunken women.
Chatters.
Yeah.
We literally just don't shut up, do we? Like, me.
Maybe that's why he's silent, because he can't get a word in edgeways.
Probably. Yeah, because it takes him like half an hour to get a sentence out anyway. Bless him. Anyway, on that note, enjoy the rest of your day.
Stay sane.
Stay sane. Bye.
Bye.